Hey everybody, welcome to the exciting conclusion of section 8-2. We're adding or subtracting these things called rational expressions. So today, to finish this off, we're going to be adding and subtracting these rational expressions that now have polynomial denominators. So a little bit more going on in the denominators than there were yesterday. So what you're going to find is that the process, or the process by which we go through this, is going to be virtually the exact same process that we used yesterday. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to factor the denominators of each fraction. Over here on the left, we have a target product of -6 and a target sum of -1. So -3 and 2. Multiply those together, you get -6, and if you add those numbers together, you get -1. And so the denominator factors as x plus 2, x minus 3. On the right-hand side, we have a common factor between 5x and 10 of 5, so we'll factor out that greatest common factor. Next step, just like it was yesterday, we are going to organize that information and place it into a Venn diagram where we identify what factors are shared between the two fractions and what factors are not shared. Once again, this list of factors, of shared and unshared factors, ultimately gives us what our least common multiple is, or rather what the denominator of our new fraction is going to end up becoming. Just like yesterday, the third step, we are going to multiply the numerator and the denominator of each fraction by the unshared factors. So over here on the right, the factor 5 is not possessed by the fraction on the left. So we multiply the numerator and the denominator by 5, and then vice versa for this x minus 3. Once we put this together in one fraction, then we're going to just perform the distribution and any arithmetic that we can do up top. And so we're going to distribute that 5. And we're going to distribute this -4. And be careful, the minus there. We got to make sure we distribute the negative. And mostly that comes out as this -3, this -4 multiplied by that -3, giving us this positive 12. Once we've done that, we're going to combine like terms. 5x minus 4x is x. -5 plus 12 is 7. And the nice thing is we're not going to do anything with the denominators here. We're going to leave them in factored form. Or another way of thinking about that is we're not going to multiply all that crap back together. So we get to leave that alone. All right. So let's do one more. Oops, there we go. Sorry about the delay there, guys. And I actually I also just realized this. Yeah, anyway. Cool. So we are going to simplify the subtraction of these two fractions. And so just like before, our first move is going to be factoring the denominators of each fraction. We have a greatest common factor of 4 on the left side, so we factor out that 4. And in the denominator of the fraction on the right, we have a difference of squares, x squared minus 4. And so that gets factored as x plus 2, x minus 2. Then we throw those into that Venn diagram, identifying our shared and unshared factors. Next step, taking the factors that are not shared and multiplying them to the numerators and the denominators of the other fraction. So this x plus 2 that is not possessed or shared by the fraction on the left, we're multiplying the numerator and the denominator by that. And similarly with that 4 is not shared on this fraction on the right, so we're going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 4. So if you'll notice, I kind of changed the order of the x plus 2 and the 3. Typically, we like to see that number on the left. People have an easier time distributing it, so I'm just doing that. Once again, make note that this subtraction is coming down, so that when we distribute, once again, be careful here, we're distributing a negative to the x and that -1. So after we do that, After the distribution, we're then going to combine like terms. 3x minus 4x is the opposite of x, or a negative 1x. 6 plus 4 is 10. And once again, the nice thing is we can leave the denominator alone or leave it in factored form and not multiply it back together. All right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you and your families are doing well. And of course, and as always, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, please feel free to reach out and contact either myself or Mrs. Connors. And as always, we'd be happy to help out. All right, folks, talk to you soon.